I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ruka Kudash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, I want to acknowledge the Akim who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay. So there's this thing through the Spirit that I came across today. It's called Project 2025. All right. And what it is, when I looked into it, what it is it's basically an agenda, hence a new world order, right? We know that that's what they're getting ready to usher in, is their new world order. So, and they're being sneaky about it, because you got to remember Esau Edom, Esau Edom's MO is through subtlety and craftiness, right? Let me get this real quick. Let's see, what's it? Psalm 83. Psalm 83, it's talking about Esau Edom and our enemies, but started out with Esau Edom, the so-called white man. It tells you in Psalm 83 and 2, it says, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones." All right? So, this thing I was going to bring out, this Project 2025, when you go into this thing, you start doing a little research on it, because it came across on my YouTube. It was I think he's a comedian, he's a comedian now. He's like he has a podcast, I believe, but his name is Russell Brand. He is an actor also, but he's really into politics. He's got his own podcast and stuff. So he was going in on this Project 2025, and when I started, it triggered me to start doing the research on this stuff. Look at this. It's called, what is Project 2025 in layman's terms? It says, known as Project 2025, this radical agenda designed to be set in motion on day one of a new Trump administration was written by top Trump advisors. All right. And then when you ask Trump, how he's running for president, if you asked him in one of his, press conferences or during one of his speeches, he'll deny being associated with, he acts like he's against Project 2025, because through the Spirit, we're pretty sure he's Nero, the ruler of Rome, the last governor of Rome, right? Last king of Rome, however you want to say it. But so it says right here, it's a radical agenda, and this thing's like 900 pages long when you look into it. And then some of the stuff I've learned, that it goes in onto, because the Trump is a so-called Christian, right? Pagan Christianity. So they're doing things according to their pagan Christianity. It's tied into these documents that they have, right? The Project 2025, and also, let me see some. So there's all kinds of, if you look into, it's 900 pages long, over 900 pages long. So it take a while to look through the whole agenda. But basically what it is a whole great reset when you really think about it, when you look in what he's actually doing. Because, that's his that's his agenda. He's about to set a great reset in place, right? And we know, because that's what this is. And another thing I want to outline with this Project 2025 is what it is it's like it's compared to a dictatorship by politicians who are against it. And I don't know for sure because I haven't done enough research. I just learned about it today, but I think it's basically a Republican thing, right? So the Democratic politicians, they're totally against this Project 2025 because it basically takes away a democracy and it more leans toward a dictatorship or it takes out the I think that Congress limits powers limited or taken away with this agenda, and it leans toward more power for the president, right? And that's why he denies it because he's well, let me get some precepts real quick. Um, let's get the first one real quick because this shit's about to get in place overnight. As soon as he's elected, it says on day one, January 1st, they're gonna they're gonna implement this new agenda. Okay, let me see. Let me go. Daniel 7:25 says, "And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hands until a time and a times, and the dividing of time." So this devil, this is in his spirit to change laws, and he changes laws overnight. Like Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the law of Yahweh, that never changes, right? But this devil, he's constantly changing laws. And that's what this Project 2025 is all about. It's a new agenda. Matter of fact, I wanted to look up the word agenda just to see what it's, if we get a deeper understanding. Let's see. It says a list of items to be discussed at a formal meeting. The question of nuclear weapons had been removed from the agenda. Oh, that's just the example. Here you go. Similar. I always like to read the similar words. It's a schedule, a list of terms, a program, a timetable, a lineup, a list, a scheme. You see, that word scheme. It goes into that craftiness. When you look up scheme. But I want to get more on this Project 2025 because there's other things. Let's see. Let's put. But yeah, brothers should, because we're considered the watchmen, right? So that's what we do. We watch, man. We come across these things, we share with the brotherhood because this is a deep thing happening. This is heavy because it's going to give. Let's see. And Esau, because earlier it was pulling up different things, but his internet gets tricky and stuff because this is a whole. It's still good to read this one. I'm gonna read it. It says, "What are the goals of the 2025 project? Project 2025, the sweeping right-wing blueprint for a new kind of U.S. presidency, would sabotage science-based policies that address climate change, the environment, abortion, healthcare, technology, and education." And that's just a few things because you got to remember this basically new world order agenda, which you could call that Project 2025. You could pretty much use that name to call it that. That's like their diplomatic way of saying the new world order. I mean, and then I'm just speaking as a man, but that's what it feels like, when I start to look into this. But basically, when you really go into this thing, it gives the president, like I said earlier, it gives him a lot of power. Let's see what this says right here. Okay, look. Project 2025 proposes that all Department of State employees in leadership roles should be dismissed by the end of January 2025. It calls for installing senior State Department leaders in acting roles that do not require Senate confirmation. See that? So there's policies, there's a procedure and a different protocol right now. But we're coming. We're already what are we? July, over halfway through this year, and these devils are going to change. They're going to change this shit up. They're getting ready for their new world order. They're getting ready to install their micro C-hip and push that thing. This is going to be one of those things that, hey, these devils are going to, like, they're going to change up on you overnight. And you fucking 2/3 are going to catch the most hell. Jacob's trouble is coming, man. It's right. It's right at the door, or like Elder Apostle says, Elder Apostle Jahar. He said, well, it's not around the corner anymore. It's at the door. You know, talking about the micro C-hip, Jacob's trouble, this new policy change of Project 2025. Man, when I started to look into this, I was like, oh shit! You start to realize that, hey, dude, we're getting close, man. Habakkuk 2:1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and we will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. So the Lord's prophets were the watchmen, all right? This is why the Lord, because I know nothing about Project 2025 when I woke up this morning. And then I came across like I said, it was a Russell Brand video on my YouTube. Started to watch it, and started realizing that shit, things are about to get heavy. This place is about to get, Esau's going to, remember, he's going to, well, let me grab it real quick. Revelation 12:12. Says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And also, when you go into some of the policies, I'm sure it may be in there, but I don't know if it's in there or not. But there's articles online where you can Google that tells you that, during Trump's second term, if he was elected president again, that he was considering guillotines. Don't take my word for it, look it up. So that's prophecy. Right? Let me get this real quick. Revelation 20:4. Yeah, shit. That page, this Project 2025 it's like almost 1,000 pages long. It said. So hey, they might have it in fine print. The guillotines, Trump, and that's why he's denying this kind of things. There's a lot of stuff in there that is going to be very controversial. And the one thing I thought I got a kick out of when I was reading and researching it, I realized that it's because it tells you that these homos, these alphabet people, they're about to lose their protection, like their discrimination rights and shit like that. With that Project 2025, that shit goes out the door. So you're going to have, like I said, division. Esau's going to create more and more division with his agenda. But here's Revelation 20:4. It says, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And they saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of the Most High, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. So John saw the vision of the end, and he saw the prophets getting beheaded. And we know it's not all the prophets, because it says in the scriptures that the death of a prophet is precious, meaning it's not, you're not going to, it's precious, rare, all right? But it doesn't mean that some of the Lord's prophets are going to sustain a martyrship, a death, But let me see if I can get some more information on that project, because there was one little excerpt that had pulled out, and it was on point. It basically told you straight up, like, this is given It becomes like a dictatorship. That's because it triggered me to look that up. Why I put is Project 2025 a dictatorship? Watch. Let me see what happens when I put that. Is Project 2025 see, and there's articles that pops up, what is Project 2025 and why is it alarming? See what this says. Known as Project 2025, this we already read this, but I'm gonna read it again. This radical agenda designed to be set in motion on day one of a new Trump administration. And I'm telling you, they say that if you ask Trump about this, he denies it. Because these Edomites say that's in their spirit. They'll lie to your face, right? Until you take credence, until you give them credit. Once you start giving them credit because they're lying to you and you don't realize it, and then that's when they come down on you hard with his wrath. And that's when he slays you, just like he did in the Maccabees with Antiochus. Let's see. Let me read this again. Known as Project 2025, this radical agenda, designated to be set in motion on day one of a new Trump administration, was written by top Trump advisors. See, so the top Trump advisors wrote the motherfucker, but Trump denies that he is part of this or he's associated with it. Right? Let's get this precept real quick, man. Well, I'm gonna get a couple now. Get this one. Actually, let's get Maccabees first. Let's get one first. Maccabees. It's down to it's towards the end. Well, I'm gonna get. Here, I'll read this one. I'll start at 30. And it's talking about Antiochus, but he's an Edomite, just like Trump's an Edomite. We believe more than likely through the Spirit. We have a good idea that Trump is Nero in the reincarnation, which history repeats itself, right? First Maccabees 1 and 30, and spake peaceable words unto them, but all was deceit. For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel. Right? So you 2/3, you're gonna fall for all Trump's bullshit. You're already rocking Trump necklaces, Trump bling around your neck, Trump T-shirts, MAGA hats. You see Jake doing that all kinds nowadays, especially this second term around. You motherfuckers, you motherfucking 2/3 are on Donald Trump's nuts. Even a UFC fighter last night. I was watching the UFC. He got a win. He got on that mic, and he was from like Brazil. And this dude is over here representing Donald Trump all hardcore, and it's like, oh fuck, like our people are destroyed, But when you don't have wisdom, when you don't have knowledge, you don't even, all that's right over your head. You see shit like that. Because why? You don't know the scriptures. Here we go. I'll start at 41. First Maccabees 1 and 41. It says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people. And it's like a one world government. Like that's what Antiochus was trying to do. Just like they're trying to do with this micro C-hip and his new agenda, which is going to be like a facelift of policies and laws and agendas. That's what this Project 2025 is. All right. So it says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. So guess what? When you look into that Project 2025, guess what? Guess who's going to have more power, more ability to give so-called commandments, like I say here, commandments of the king? Donald J. Trump. He's going to have a lot of power with this Project 2025 bill. That, remember, it takes place on January 1st, 2025. the first day of his office, it says. The first day of 2025, they're going to, they're going to put in force their rules, their agenda. It says right here, 1 Maccabees 1:49, to the end they might forget the law and change all ordinances. Remember, we read that in Daniel 7. The so-called white man, he changes laws and ordinances. He does it while you're asleep because he's crafty and subtle and a deceiver. And he's a serpent, right? Verse 50, and whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die. So this is ultimately, when you look at prophecy and when you look at what's happening in the government here in Babylon, it's all lining up to these prophecies to be speaking, right? And if you don't go down with his agenda, well, guess what? He's going to put you to death. Like what I said in Revelation 12:12, it says he moves with wrath and he moves fast because he knows he has a little short time, right? Let me get this real quick. Yeah, it's in Micah. All right, let's see. Micah 2:1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, and when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in his power of their hand." Right. So this devil, he's been laying in bed thinking of plotting on how he's gonna, come out with his agenda, come out with his iniquity, right? So that's what's coming, man. This Project 2025. We already see Joe Biden, he dropped out the race. That was the big breaking news this morning. And then through the Spirit, this is what popped up today. I started doing the research, Project 2025, and it all started to make sense and add up, right? And old Joe Biden, he he is he's a part of the agenda too. He doesn't give a fuck about being president. Motherfucker's 80 whatever years old, 87 years old. That motherfucker's gonna be happy when he's not the president. See, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Just brothers, I encourage brothers to do research on this Project 2025. Get your own research in too, because you're gonna start. You're gonna start. We're all gonna learn more about this agenda as time passes. But because I've only highlighted a few things that I know about it or that I read about it. But there's going to be lots of stuff coming out of this thing, man. I mean, look, there's videos, all kind of videos on YouTube. Look this shit up. That way you can, because like I said, this is the first day I learned of it. So I'm describing it to the best of my ability, and we're all going to get more, familiar with this agenda, Project 2025, as they unveil it, and as brothers are going to start doing lessons and everything on it. I can already see that. You can, let me just read this one in the middle. It says, what is Project 2025, the presidential transition project explained? And if you read it, it says, I don't know why or how anybody can support Project 2025, Crockett said, which he's probably a Democrat. In the United States of America, dictatorships are never funny. So that's just the beginning of that article. This is, like I said, man, this is a lot of information. That agenda, Project 2025, over almost 1,000 pages, it said when I looked into it. Trump's new big lie that he doesn't know about Project 2025 might take him down. Yeah, right. See, but you see that? He's saying he doesn't know, but we just read his fucking top advisors are the ones who wrote the motherfucker. So, Esau, he's a liar. He says he speaks deceitfully. And then he comes down on you hard. Just like I read in the Maccabees. We know that things always happen. Look at, see, Project 2025. Trump's Forsworn Manifesto, dictator for a day on day one of his second term, Project 2025 is the blueprint to institutionalize his dictatorship, right? And then you can, like I say, go into. I mean, I encourage brothers to, let's all start, doing our due diligence and looking into this thing, and start, blowing the trumpet on this thing, showing you that we're close, brothers. We're getting close. People think these prophecies aren't going to come to pass. People don't have faith or belief, but the prophecies are speaking. See, let's see what this one says. Project 2025 proposes that all Department of State employees in leadership roles should be dismissed by the end of January 2025. It calls for installing senior State Department leaders in acting roles that do not require Senate confirmation. So they're basically going to limit power to, less people. I mean, it even goes in affecting the school system and everything. Like I say, do some research on this, brothers. That way we can all start to expose it and start blowing the trumpet. I mean, we know it's got to come to pass, but you know what I mean? It's our job to be the watchman and to blow the trumpet and to bring forth information. See? You could even look at the PDF, Project 2025. See, so Esau don't even hide this shit. It's just that our people are stupid. They're more worried about who's going to win the home run derby and shit, Authoritarian. Look, Trump's 2025 authoritarian playbook. So when you go, let me see what that word, let's read that word authoritarian just to see what they say, how they define it. Authoritarian. Shit, I spelled it wrong. Let's see. See, look at this. This is what this word authoritarian means. It means favoring or enforcing strict obedience to authority, especially that of the government, at the expense of personal freedom. Right? And a similar word is a dictatorship. Right? Tyrannical, draconian, see, oppressive, disciplinarian, overbearing, bossy. These are all words that are associated with your new president. He's going to have that type of power that Pharaoh had during the times of ancient Egypt. Right? Okay, look. This is something I wanted. Let's see. What are the 4 pillars of Project 2025? Well, that's not the one I thought it was. There's one that shows you like who the people are, who's in charge with that Project 2025. But anyway, brothers got the point. I hope this lesson was edifying. Go in and watch some of these videos on YouTube because there's lots of information. Remember, we're in the information age. See right here. What is Project 2025 simplified? Expansion of presidential powers, right? Meaning a dictatorship. I should have read that part. That's what it is. Expansion of presidential powers. So they're giving, today they fucking, they had the breaking news, Sleepy Joe Biden, he's out the race, right? Which, he's been out the race, really, when you really want to get technical. But anyway, expansion of presidential powers is that Project 2025. And who is that going to go to? It's going to go to your boy Nero, Donald Trump, aka Donald Trump, right? And that too, if you're new to this truth, new to this ministry, look up Nero. Look up who Nero was in history, because we believe through the Spirit, and we can't say it for certain, but everything is spiritual, and spiritually, we really feel strongly that Donald Trump is Nero in the reincarnation. Let me see. I'm gonna get Ecclesiastes real quick. Let's see. Right here, Ecclesiastes 1:9. It says in Ecclesiastes 1:9, and think about Nero being Donald Trump, thinking about the way that Antiochus was oppressing the Greeks, the Israelite Greeks that were living among the Greeks. You know, think about how Esau is the wicked, and you can't be trusted. It's always been that way through history. It says Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that hath been, it is what which shall be, and that which is done is what which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us. Right? There is no remembrance of former things, neither any shall be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. So meaning, like Trump he doesn't remember anything about his past life when he was Nero. We don't remember our past lives, you know, because it tells you, the Bible tells you all the answers. There is no remembrance of former things. So even though you can look at everything, when you read this chapter, it literally tells you everything is refreshed, recycled, renewed, regenerated, right? So, I'm going to close out with, I hope the lesson was edifying. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, I want to acknowledge Lakiam, who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect. And I just remembered a precept I was going to grab. So, Salakia, I'm going to close out on this precept. Ecclesiastes 12:10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. So that's Yahweh. Like I said, Yahweh always gives us the answers in the scripture. Never trust your enemy. Not when he has a new agenda, not when he has a jump shot, not when he has a micro C-hip. Never trust the enemy. All right? Shalom. Shalom to the elect.